Hey everyone, and welcome back to DIY with Melissa. I, of course, am Melissa, and I'm here today to show you a really cute tutorial. We're gonna make this cake topper, and I don't know if you can see how gorgeous that rose gold is for the initial, and the background is really pretty as well. And I'm gonna show you how I got the name across there. It's a lot of offsetting and slicing. It's really easy to do, but this can be done on many other projects. Father's Day is right around the corner. We have Independence Day, Canada, and the US. It's also right around the corner. And birthdays, back to school, Halloween. This can be done for all of those occasions. So stay tuned. We're going to head over to the computer and get this project started. We are back at the computer and we are going to get right into it. The tutorial I'm showing you can be used for any cake topper, to be honest. It does not have to be graduation themed only. Of course, I'm doing graduation because my daughter is graduating this year or next month. So we're going to do it as a graduation cake topper. I will, for now, hide this and we're going to head over to Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica is where I grabbed the font for the initial, and the name of the font is called Graduation Monogram Font. I do have a video on how to download and install fonts onto your computer and how to get them into Cricut Design Space. So if you want to see that, I will link that in the description box below. We are going to go ahead and bring in a text box, and I'm going to type in the initial S. And all fonts that you've installed onto your computer can be found under System Fonts. And it is the first font that's listed here. It's the AB Graduation. I am not certain why it's named this here, but named something else in Creative Fabrica, but what can you do? Once our font is in, the next step is to get it to look like this pink portion here. And this is actually also something that I found on Creative Fabrica. It is the rose gold foil texture digital paper. Once this is downloaded, there are a slew of options that you can choose from, and it's totally, that's gorgeous. Look at that. It's totally up to you what you want to use. I really liked how the look of number 8 was, so that's the one I went with. I'm going to upload that to Cricut Design Space. You'll see I've already done that, but I'll show you how I went about doing it. I clicked on Upload Image, and I'm going to click on Browse. I'm going to go to where the folder is and search for number 8. Continue. Apply and continue. And it will be a flat graphic because this will be a print and cut project. And upload. Once it's uploaded, I'm going to make it smaller, but just for now I want to show you how gorgeous this paper is. It's so pretty. It literally looks like foil, a textured foil, and yeah, it's really gorgeous. I'm going to send this to the back, and now we have our S placed onto our rose gold foil sheet. I'm going to select both the initial and the foil sheet, and I'm going to click on Slice. I can now remove the excess, which is the black S, and the rest of the foil sheet. And now we have our initial with the rose gold color. Now that we have our initial already, we're going to do the next part, and that is to add the name Sophia across it. I'm going to bring in another text box, and I'm going to type in the name Sophia. And the font I used for this is Gelato Fresco. It is a Cricut font that would have to be purchased unless you have Cricut access. I then just rotated it ever so slightly, and this is personal preference, of course. I think that looks pretty good there. And now I'm going to offset this. I did prefer a smaller offset, So for me, 0.040 was a good spot to offset this at. I'm then only going to select my offset and my letter S and click on slice. I'll delete the excess. And now we have Sophia in our initial. I'm going to change the color of the name Sophia to black. I'm going to bring in another text box and type in grade 8. I'm also going to make this black. I'm going to add this to my diploma. Just like so. Once we're happy with that, I'm actually going to bring in the grid lines and I'm going to change my grid color to make it a little easier to see. Once we're happy with everything, I'm going to select the name, the grade, and the initial, and I'm going to click on flatten. Please note, at this point, you can't just go ahead and print. If we print it at this point, all of these gaps here will be cut out. And if you're going to use cardstock, that's not going to be an ideal situation. So what we need to do instead is offset this. We want a thin offset, but enough that all the little bits will be caught and not cut out. I think 0.065 sounds about good. Let's try. That might actually work. Let's try it. So I'm at 0.055. We'll hit apply. And I want to contour because you may see there are still some gaps and I don't want there to be any gaps. As you can see, contour is not showing up for me. And the only way to ensure there is nothing to contour is by ensuring that your operation is not a print and cut operation. It does need to be a basic cut in order for contour to pop up. Now, as you can see, my contour is showing now. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to hide all contours because I want all of the little bits as one piece. The only other thing that's going to be a problem is that my eye is just floating, which means that's going to cut by itself and we'll have nothing to stick to. So I will delete that offset and I'm going to do it again. Paying attention to that little piece of the eye. You want it to touch and be open just like that. Now I think I'm in a good spot to offset this. And again, I'm going to change my operation to basic. I'm going to go to contour and I'm going to hide all contours. Now I have one complete piece behind this initial. I'm going to change this to white. And now I can select all portions and flatten. When we cut this, it will then cut all around only the white portions and not in between here. Now that this is complete, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the background. I am using the octagon shape. Of course, you can use any shape you like. And I will just make this white. It really doesn't matter because we are putting that design onto this shape as well. I'm going to head back to Creative Fabrica, and that's where I picked up this rose gold graduation digital paper. There were some really pretty options to go with. I decided to go with one of these caps and diploma. So I'm going to exit there and I'm going to upload my design. So the same way I uploaded the pink foil paper is the same way we upload the graduation pattern once it's downloaded from Creative Fabrica. You could, of course, also look on Cricut for a pattern that you may like if you prefer to do it through Cricut. So we'll make this bigger and I'm going to send this to the back so I can see. The one thing I did do when I was slicing this was I changed the operation for my octagon to a pen, and that way I was able to see what exactly I'm doing, where I'm going to cut. So the line here, the pen line, is going to cut, and the anything inside the pen line is what will be on my background. You can then bring in your initial just to get an idea of where everything sits and if you like how it looks. Once you're happy with your design, we can then select just the background and the octagon and click on slice. And now we can delete any excess we might have. I'm going to send this to the back, and there you have it. The most gorgeous cake topper is now ready to cut. You will need to resize this depending on the size of your cake. I did do this for a 6-inch cake, and typically I go with a 5-inch cake topper when I'm doing a 6-inch cake. This is, of course, personal preference, or you can find a guide on Google. I'm sure there's plenty that will give you an idea of what size cake topper you would want depending on the cake that you have. This I'm happy with. This would also be cute too if you laminated it and placed it down on a sheet cake. So there are some really good options with this one. Once we're happy with the sizing, we're going to hit make. And given the size of my cake topper, I'm able to fit both portions on one sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and get this cut, and I'll meet you back at the craft table so we can put it together and see what it looks like. And there you have it. How simple was that? I really enjoyed this. I hope you do too. Today I'm coming to you from a whole different location than I normally do. I am in the trailer. I had some technical difficulties in my craft room. My light's flickering a lot. So much so that I cannot record anything in it. So I had to do the intro outro here. But the last thing I wanted to say was I lost the portion of the video, but all I'm using is the Barely Arts cubies on the S to stick it to the background of this cake topper. So if you're wondering how I went about doing that, that was it. And yeah, super simple to do, super cute, super fun. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and the bell button so you're notified when I post new videos, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Until next week, have a fabulous week ahead. Happy crafting. I'm going to continue camping, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye now.